You know, deep inside, that you were not placed on this earth by accident. There is a mission burning within you, a responsibility that cannot be ignored. Time is moving, opportunities are passing, and every moment you delay, you risk leaving your purpose unfulfilled. This is not about chance. It is about destiny. You have been chosen, and the weight of that calling is both a gift and a demand. You are not here to wander aimlessly. You are here to act. And the moment for action, for stepping into the fullness of your mission, is now. When you accept that you have been chosen for a higher calling, you cannot escape the weight of responsibility that rests upon your life. Responsibility is not a burden meant to crush you. It is a sacred trust that defines the purpose of your existence. It demands that you see yourself not as an ordinary passerby in this world, but as someone entrusted with a mission that carries eternal consequences. The choices you make, the steps you take, and even the moments you waste are all woven into the larger tapestry of your destiny. If you fail to act, the cost is greater than you imagine. It is not only your own fulfillment that withers, but also the countless lives that could have been touched through your obedience. When you neglect your responsibility, opportunities slip away. Opportunities to heal, to guide, to serve, to love, and to lead. You must understand that every calling carries accountability, not only to yourself, but also to God who placed this mission within you, to the loved ones who believe in you, and to the humanity that unknowingly awaits your contribution. Consider the difference between two lives, one who embraces their responsibility and one who turns away. The one who accepts the mission lives with clarity, passion, and unshakable direction. Every challenge becomes fuel, every sacrifice becomes meaningful, and every victory builds a legacy. But the one who runs from responsibility drifts aimlessly. Their life becomes haunted by regret, overshadowed by what could have been. They may achieve temporary pleasures or worldly gains, but deep within, there is a hollow space that nothing can fill, because they abandoned the very reason they were created. Recognizing your responsibility means acknowledging that you carry influence. Your actions ripple outward like waves in water, touching people you may never meet. This responsibility calls for courage, discipline, and faith. It calls you to live not just for yourself, but for something greater. And when you rise to it, you will find that responsibility is not a chain, it is freedom. It frees you from aimlessness, from mediocrity, and from the shallow pursuits that cannot satisfy. It sets you on a path where every step matters, every word has weight, and every choice echoes into eternity. This is the weight you carry. Not a curse, but a divine trust. You cannot run from it, and you must not delay. Your responsibility is your calling made visible, and the world is waiting for you to rise to it. Time is the most precious resource you have, and yet it is the one most easily squandered. Every second that slips through your fingers is a second you will never see again. Life moves swiftly, and tomorrow is never promised. You may think you have endless days ahead, that you can wait until you feel ready, strong, or confident. But hesitation is a thief. It robs you of opportunities that once gone cannot be reclaimed. A door left unopened today may never open again tomorrow. When you delay, your purpose begins to erode. It is like a flame left unattended. The fire weakens, the light dims, and what was once bright with passion becomes smoke and ashes. The longer you hesitate, the heavier fear becomes, the louder doubt grows, and the harder it is to move forward. Delay does not keep you safe. It only deepens the risk of living a life half-lived. Picture the regret of reaching the end of your days and realizing how many chances you ignored. The moments you could have spoken truth, but stayed silent. The times you could have stepped forward with courage, but chose comfort instead. The dreams you could have built, but allowed to fade into shadows. These are not small losses. They are wounds to the soul that never fully heal. Every great mission in history was fueled by urgency. Leaders, prophets, visionaries, and heroes all understood that time waits for no one. They did not allow perfectionism, fear, or hesitation to silence their steps. They acted when the call came, trusting that momentum itself would carry them where they needed to be. You are no different. You cannot wait for the perfect conditions because they will never come. The perfect moment is the moment you decide to act. The longer you postpone your mission, the greater the cost, not only to you, but to those who are waiting for the impact only you can make. Someone's healing, someone's hope, someone's future may depend on the steps you take today. That is why you must move now. Every second matters. Every delay increases the risk. Your mission is urgent, and your time is now. You must remember this truth. You are not walking this path alone. The mission placed upon your life is not a burden meant to crush you, but a calling supported by a power greater than yourself. The same God who entrusted you with this responsibility has also promised to guide you, protect you, and strengthen you for every step of the journey. You may feel the weight of your calling pressing heavily on your shoulders, but divine hands are always beneath you, holding you up when you stumble and carrying you when you feel too weak to go on. There is an unseen strength surrounding you, a shield that you cannot always perceive, but that never leaves your side. In moments of fear, that shield becomes your protection. In times of confusion, it becomes your clarity. When you feel abandoned, it is the presence of God reminding you that you are never forsaken. Your calling is not a solitary mission. It is a partnership with the divine. You bring your obedience, your willingness, and your effort. God supplies the wisdom, the direction, and the strength you cannot generate on your own. Prayer is one of the greatest tools you have been given. It is more than words. It is communion with the source of your mission. Prayer connects you to the wisdom of heaven, gives you peace in chaos, and reminds you of who is truly in control. Faith is the anchor that steadies you in the storms, reminding you that even when you cannot see the outcome, the one who called you already knows the way. Surrender is your shield against despair, because in surrender, you release the illusion of control and rest in the assurance that God's plan is always greater than your own. Understand this: if God has given you a task, He has already placed within you the ability to complete it. He has not chosen you to set you up for failure. He equips the called. He molds your character through challenges, sharpens your vision through trials, and strengthens your resolve through tests. Every obstacle you face is not evidence of abandonment, but proof that you are being prepared for greater impact. So, take courage. You are surrounded, upheld, and protected by a divine presence that will never leave you. Your mission is not yours to bear alone. It is a collaboration between your willing heart and God's unshakable power. With Him beside you, you cannot fail. When you step into a calling greater than yourself, fear and doubt will try to rise like shadows against the light. These voices whisper that you are not enough, not ready, not capable. They remind you of your past mistakes and paint pictures of imagined failures. This is natural, for every great mission draws opposition, and the first battlefield is always within your own mind. But hear this clearly: fear is a liar, and doubt is not the voice of truth. Your insecurities do not disqualify you. In fact, they can become the very soil where faith grows. When you feel inadequate, that is the perfect moment to lean on divine strength rather than your own. Faith is not the absence of fear. It is the choice to move forward despite fear. Trust in divine wisdom means believing that you were chosen not because you were flawless, but because you were willing. It means understanding that God's power shines brightest in your weakness. Shift your mindset by seeing challenges not as barriers, but as stepping stones. Every difficulty you encounter is designed to sharpen you, to build your endurance, and to strengthen your reliance on something greater than yourself. Growth only comes through resistance. Diamonds are formed under pressure, and your purpose is refined in the same way. Instead of asking, "Why me?" begin asking, "What am I being prepared for?" This simple change of perspective transforms fear into courage and doubt into expectation. Fear is temporary. It rises and falls like a passing storm. Regret, however, lingers forever. Do not let the fear of failure chain you into inaction, because the pain of looking back and realizing you never tried is far greater than the sting of stumbling along the way. Every step forward, even trembling, is a victory against fear. You must choose courage. Courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act in spite of it. When you trust the one who called you, you discover that your fears shrink in the light of his presence. Hold fast to faith, embrace the challenges, and remember, fear fades, but obedience leaves a legacy that endures. Preparation is the foundation of every great mission. Before you can step boldly into your calling, you must strengthen yourself mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This is not a journey to be taken lightly. It requires intentionality, discipline, and alignment. Preparation is not wasted time. It is the sharpening of the sword before battle, the training of the body before the race, the anchoring of the spirit before the storm. Without preparation, even the strongest calling can falter under the weight of distraction and resistance. Mentally, you must cultivate clarity of vision. Take time to reflect and define what your mission means to you. Write down your purpose in words that inspire you, and revisit those words daily. Clarity removes confusion, and when you are clear on why you are called, hesitation begins to lose its grip. Your mind must be renewed constantly with truth, positivity, and reminders of divine promises. Replace destructive thoughts with affirmations of faith, and choose to meditate on what strengthens you instead of what weakens you. Emotionally, you must build resilience. The path ahead will not be without trials, and you need stability to endure setbacks without breaking. Emotional preparation means learning how to master your responses, how to pause before reacting, and how to keep peace even when circumstances feel chaotic. Surround yourself with supportive influences, people who believe in your mission, who encourage you when you stumble, and who remind you of your worth when doubt creeps in. Distance yourself from voices that drain you, distract you, or diminish your faith. The company you keep shapes the strength you carry. Spiritually, preparation is everything. Commit yourself to prayer, meditation, and study of wisdom that keeps your heart aligned with God's will. Spiritual disciplines are not rituals. They are lifelines that feed your soul and empower your steps. When you pray, you invite guidance. When you study, you gain understanding. When you meditate, you find stillness that cuts through confusion. These practices create a foundation that cannot be shaken when challenges arise. Align your daily habits with your higher calling. Small, consistent actions create momentum. Rise early to begin your day with purpose. Dedicate time each day to learning, growing, and building skills connected to your mission. Discipline in the small things prepares you for strength in the greater things. The more you practice alignment, the stronger your confidence becomes, and hesitation begins to fade. Preparation transforms uncertainty into readiness, fear into courage, and calling into action. Every great journey begins not with a leap, but with a step. The weight of your calling may feel overwhelming, and the road ahead may appear long, but you do not have to complete it in a single stride. What matters most is that you begin. The first steps, however small, carry immense power. They transform intention into action and vision into reality. You cannot wait for perfect timing or flawless conditions. Progress, not perfection, is what brings your mission to life. Start with what is within your reach. Identify one tangible action you can take today that moves you closer to your purpose. It could be making a phone call, writing down your plan, seeking counsel from a mentor, or dedicating time in prayer for clarity. These small beginnings create momentum. Each action builds upon the last, and soon, what once seemed impossible becomes manageable. You must remind yourself that faith is not passive. It requires movement. The first step is a declaration that you trust the one who called you to sustain you along the way. Courage is not about eliminating fear, it is about acting in spite of it. When you take your first steps, you silence the doubts that tell you it cannot be done. Every decision to move forward chips away at hesitation and strengthens your resolve. These steps do not need to be grand or public. Even in quiet, unseen moments, the courage to begin is victory. Celebrate your early progress. Each small victory is proof that the mission has already begun within you. Do not dismiss the power of beginnings, for they set the direction of your path. When you recognize and celebrate even modest progress, you train your heart to see growth rather than shortcomings. This builds confidence, which fuels consistency. And consistency is what transforms ordinary actions into extraordinary results. Your mission will not be fulfilled overnight, but it will be fulfilled step by step. Do not underestimate the power of beginning, for beginnings ignite change. Take your first step today, and then another tomorrow, and soon you will look back and see how far you have come. The mission is alive in you the moment you move. Taking the first steps is powerful, but it is consistency that sustains your mission. A divine calling is not fulfilled in a moment of inspiration. It is built through long-term discipline, self-control, and unwavering focus. The path ahead will test your endurance, and distractions will constantly try to pull you away. You must choose daily to remain aligned with your purpose, even when excitement fades and the journey becomes demanding. Distractions are subtle and persistent. They may come in the form of comfort, convenience, or opportunities that appear good, but are not aligned with your calling. Temptations will whisper that you can take shortcuts, that you can pause for just a little while, that you deserve ease instead of perseverance. But every time you give in, you weaken the momentum that carries you forward. To remain consistent, you must guard your time, your energy, and your focus with vigilance. Discipline is your shield against these threats. Establish habits that keep you anchored in purpose. Daily prayer, moments of reflection, structured routines that eliminate wasted time, and commitments to learning and growth. Discipline is not restrictive. It is liberating. It frees you from chaos and empowers you to channel your energy into what truly matters. The one who masters discipline does not depend on fleeting motivation. They walk steadily, no matter how rough the terrain becomes. Weariness will come, and there will be days when you feel like giving up. In those moments, remember why you began. Reflect on the vision of your calling, the people who will be impacted by your obedience, and the God who walks beside you. Push through the fatigue with prayer, reminding yourself that divine strength is made perfect in your weakness. Techniques for staying aligned include setting clear goals, reviewing your progress regularly, and surrounding yourself with voices of encouragement. Protect your environment by choosing influences that reinforce your mission and silence those that pull you away. Build reminders of your calling into your daily life, words, symbols, or routines that reignite your focus when you feel it slipping. Endurance is the mark of the chosen. Anyone can start, but only the committed will finish. Consistency transforms fleeting desire into lasting impact. If you remain steady, focused, and faithful, your mission will not only endure, it will flourish. When you persevere and remain faithful to your mission, the rewards that unfold are beyond measure. They begin within you, radiating peace that cannot be bought and fulfillment that no worldly success can rival. To live in alignment with your divine purpose is to experience freedom. The freedom of knowing you are exactly where you are meant to be, doing what you were created to do. This inner peace becomes an anchor that steadies you through storms, a constant reassurance that your life is not wasted, but invested in what truly matters. Personal fulfillment flows naturally from obedience. You discover a joy that is not dependent on circumstances, but on conviction. Every action, every sacrifice, every step of endurance carries meaning. You no longer chase empty pursuits because you are walking in alignment with eternity. This sense of wholeness is a reward in itself, a reminder that fulfillment is not found in what you gain, but in what you give and who you become along the way. The blessings extend beyond you to those closest to you. Your faithfulness creates ripples that touch your family, your loved ones, and those you influence. Your courage becomes their encouragement, your discipline becomes their example, and your obedience opens doors of blessing that extend to generations. When you live aligned with your mission, you create a legacy that those who come after you will inherit, not only in material ways, but in strength of character and spiritual covering. And the impact stretches further still. The world around you is changed by your obedience. Lives are healed because you chose to act. Hearts are lifted because you chose to speak. Communities are transformed because you chose to serve. The rewards are both internal and external, the unseen joy in your heart and the visible difference in the world. Together, they testify to the power of a life lived faithfully to its calling. There is no greater reward than reaching the end of your journey and hearing, "Well done." That affirmation, both from your Creator and from the lives you've touched, is the ultimate prize. It is joy everlasting, fulfillment complete, and peace unshakable, the true fruit of perseverance in your mission. Take a moment to reflect on the reach of your obedience. Your mission is not limited to your own growth or fulfillment. It extends outward, touching lives you may never even meet. Every act of faith, every word of encouragement, every step you take toward your higher calling sends ripples across the world. These ripples carry hope into places where despair once ruled, light into spaces that felt dark, and strength into hearts that were ready to give up. Imagine the person who feels lost but finds direction because you chose to act. Picture the weary soul who gains hope because your words or deeds spoke life into their situation. Think of the child who looks up to you as a model of perseverance, learning from your example that it is possible to rise above fear and live with purpose. Your obedience becomes a beacon, guiding others toward courage and truth. The impact of your responsibility stretches far beyond today. It shapes the legacy you leave behind. Long after you are gone, your influence continues to live in the people you touched, the values you upheld, and the mission you carried forward. Generations may be blessed because you chose not to shrink back, but to step boldly into your divine calling. Legacy is not built in grand gestures alone. It is formed in consistent obedience, in daily acts of faith, in the moments when you choose purpose over comfort. Now imagine the world transformed by your courage. A world where hope spreads because you refuse to stay silent. A world where love multiplies because you chose to act in obedience. A world where others rise to their own callings because they saw you remain faithful to yours. This is the power of your impact. It is not measured only in numbers, fame, or recognition, but in the unseen transformations taking place in hearts and lives around you. You are part of a chain of influence that stretches far beyond yourself. Your courage today creates strength for tomorrow. Your obedience today creates faith for generations. Reflect on this truth. Your mission is not only about you, it is about the countless lives that will never be the same because you answered the call. You have heard the truth. You are chosen, supported, and equipped. The calling upon your life is no accident, no coincidence, and no mistake. Every experience you have walked through has been preparing you for this moment. You are not too weak, not too late, and not too broken. You have everything you need within you, and what you lack will be supplied by the one who called you. This is your confirmation that the time is now. Do not wait for another sign. Do not wait for the perfect season. The mission on your life is urgent, and the world cannot afford for you to remain silent or stagnant. You are the answer to someone's prayer, the light in someone's darkness, the voice of hope in someone's despair. Your decision to act carries consequences far beyond your own life. The lives you touch, the faith you ignite, and the legacy you create depend on your obedience today. Yes, the journey will challenge you, but every challenge will refine you. Yes, there will be moments of doubt, but faith will carry you through. And yes, there will be sacrifices, but the reward of fulfilling your mission will outweigh them all. You are not alone in this. Divine strength goes before you, walks beside you, and surrounds you. You are covered, protected, and empowered to finish what has been entrusted to you. So rise now with courage. Step into your calling with determination. Do not let fear delay you. Do not let doubt silence you. And do not let comfort rob you of destiny. You are chosen for such a time as this, and the time to begin is now. Take this moment to commit fully. Declare that you will not waste your mission, but you will walk it out with faith and boldness. And as you do, stay connected. Subscribe to this channel for more guidance, Share this message with those who need encouragement and remind yourself daily of the divine approval resting upon you. Your mission has already begun. The world is waiting. The moment is here. Act now.